Welcome to the DOTA Summit 8, and my goodness, what a beautiful tree. Look at those ornaments. Guys, it's finally here, Summit 8. We've been waiting all year for it, and who do I got with me? Fogged, BSJ, or do you want me to call you BSJ or Banana Slam Jamma?
We'll keep it short with the BSJ.
Just BSJ, and God's on the very far side there, guys. How's it going?
Good morning.
Good, good.
That's how it's going.
This is way earlier than I'm normally
Going
awake.
great, yeah.
It's going good. That's good. Why? Are you one of those gamers, BSJ, who just,
Straight
stays up till 7 a.m.?
4 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day.
That's good. Now you're on the big boy schedule here now, though. Waking up
I
early.
feel like a regular citizen.
Feels good. But day number 1, the DOTA's starting. We know all 9 of the teams. It's going to look good. I mean, what are you guys looking forward to most here? You looking forward to the DOTA? You looking forward to just chilling with some people?
Both, dude. That's what Summit's about. It's about finding a balance.
Yeah.
It's about fun. It's about tryharding.
Tryharding. I mean, it's
about
points,
Jimmy.
right?
It's about Jimmy being here with the Peruvians.
That Jimmy's standing,
good
always
stuff right
coming in. Yeah.
You've been there, Fog. You've
I've been
here
there.
with the
I've been
Peruvians
there.
as well.
You been
Six summits ago, I was once a stand-in.
Yep.
They didn't ask me this time.
This is about doing what I'd be
it's
normally
okay.
doing while watching a bunch of other pro players here at the same time. So
Yeah. I mean, you were here yesterday. You were just chilling around, right, BSJ? Did it feel good? All these pros. You learning anything from them?
I'm learning what it's like to rage from in person. I'm watching it. That's the funniest thing about it is when you see streamers. Yesterday I was watching Sumail play, and they were just raging in person, and to see it actually in front of you is so funny compared to watching it on stream.
That's good they were finding games, though. Apparently, I've heard the matchmaking algorithm's been a little bit rough for the higher MMR players out here.
Yeah, it's either a 2-hour-long queue or a bunch of Divine 2s, Divine 1s in your games.
Divine 1s and 2s, yeah. Those are pretty low-skill guys there. You don't want to be matched up with them very much.
Everyone's so picky.
That's me in his
Oh,
games.
God. I gotta
I
go.
quote BSJ. I have to sink to the level of my teammates.
Hey, gotta win,
I cried
gotta
for
win.
a few hours after that one. It was rough, but
Hey, you actually ended up you're talking about the Murata game, right?
I don't even know.
Oh, you ended up carrying me that game.
I just figured I'd pick it up, just to give you some shit, but that's all. I forgave you enough to bring you out.
It's true though. Everyone is getting picky though. I'm sitting behind Universe, and he's like, "I got a game. Look at this. I got this rank 180 player on my team, rank 200."
Garbage.
I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? I'm like, you could be having some rank 1500 or 2000 player, and that's still not the worst ever.
There's
It's
literally only
they
100
have to be.
players better than that.
Yeah, they actually have to be rank 50 or below, or everyone's mad. They're all upset up there. It's like if I don't know everybody who's in my game, it's over.
So, I mean, as you guys, as pretty high-skilled players, would you rather have 90-minute queues to get extremely good games or 2-minute queues to get those legend players?
Why can't there be something in between?
It
What do you
has
mean?
to
Why,
be some
why is there an
balance-
extreme?
Some balance, right?
I mean, I'm not a coder. You tell me.
I don't know. I'm not a coder either.
Is anyone a coder on the?
BSJ, I heard you.
Ix Mike isn't. I'm not. I'm
Excellent.
I'm not a coder at all.
That's
Damn.
true. But day 1, I mean, first matchup, Cole versus Kinguin. I found it super interesting that that you got to pick your opponents, and Kinguin chose Cole over, I believe,
OG.
OG.
It was Cole or OG.
It was Cole. Okay. I mean, after Cole, I wouldn't say Cole handled them at the Perfect World Minor, but it was a 2-1, and they kind of gave up. Were you surprised, or do you think? I mean, because they picked him before OG won the minor, right? I believe so.
Yes.
I think so.
Think
I
so.
can't remember the
I
exact
think so.
Were you surprised? Do you want to pick an opponent you just lost to, if you have the choice?
I will say that you do learn something from losing to a team. So sometimes you feel if it's in a scrim or a tournament that if you lost the last time that there's something you could do differently this time. Maybe they caught you off guard or something you weren't expecting. So it depends on the matchup, what team you just lost to. Yeah. But it can definitely be something where you feel more comfortable playing a team you just lost to.
That makes sense. You're part of the Complexity streamer team, right? Any bias there, BSJ?
I'm always rooting for my boy Swindles.
Swindles, yeah, good guy. I feel got to root for EG. A little better team than Complexity, but you guys are killing it out there for sure.
Why Swindles?
To each his own.
Why not Z Freak, dude?
Why not
for your boy Z Freak? Z Freak's not your boy. Just
they're all
Swindles is?
they're all my boys.
Okay, fair
Complexity.
enough. I'll take that.
Especially Moo though. I got some quality time with him at TI7.
No, yeah, that was nice. Yesterday we definitely had some Cole versus EG cornhole going on outside. It was good, some friendly rivalries, of course.
Who ended up taking that?
I mean, me and Sumail took the majority of games, but Josh and Chessie are by far the best players, so it's rough.
When I played against you, you just dunked us on the last
I was just
one.
sinking 4 in a row. I mean, it is what it is. Some of us are good at Dota, others are good at cornhole. I mean, can't make a career out of one of them, so that's rough for me. Gods, you've been traveling around a little bit. Is it good to finally be back in sweet, sunny California in December, 80 degrees?
That's what my biggest complaint, I guess. We don't get proper winter, but it's nice to have another Summit on. It's always a special event for us. I can't believe every time you said Summit 8, I'm just like, holy shit, we've done 8 of these now. Or hopefully have done 8 of them. You know?
Yeah.
We'll see if we get through this
We'll
one.
see. Hopefully it's game start.
But yeah, it's cool. I'm excited. It's always a lot of fun to get all the players in LA and just chill out with them, get to talk to them more, have a kind of fun environment too, so it should be fun.
Oh, yeah, definitely. In the Winter Wonderland, you guys saw the tree in the opening shot. So gorgeous. Some of the ornaments, too. You saw the Pile of Dye one.
Yeah.
He looks so adorable.
They all
Have
look
you
so
seen him
cute.
in turtleneck? I don't know. Pile of Dye in a turtleneck, though, is just so adorable to me.
Dude, pie in anything.
Pie in it, yeah. Pie's great. Just loves chilling out.
He makes the
Hanging out.
outfit for sure.
Yeah.
He really does.
I like the decor though. You know, you mentioned the
too.
tree. Look at this. We'll see if people notice, but look, we got new colored walls. Everything's just looking so festive here in the
Candy
Summit House. I'm really liking
really
it.
is.
I'm liking the ambiance.
The props are definitely A+.
Yeah. The only present I needed this year was to be here at the Summit 8.
Aw.
What about you guys?
I can't follow. I
top
can't
that.
follow.
Yeah, I was
gonna
Gotcha, guys.
What am I supposed to say?
Gotcha.
Parker's judging us now.
But, I mean, it is Dota. This is qualifying points. We have the major teams here. You know, you have VP by far the most points, but they are using a stand-in. You have OG, who just won a minor. You have EG, got third at a major. I mean, it's a stacked tournament. Who are you guys' favorites going into it?
I mean EG and OG as my 2 top favorites. Because VP has a stand-in. If VP had their full roster, I would be going with them. But
Yeah, so you think, you know, VP drops out that far just having art style instead of solo? Like, just not having that player?
yes.
It can be a drastic difference from one player, especially when it's like the captaining or like 5-position role.
They had to swap their roles and everything. Like Lil was playing the 5 position most of the games at MDL, so it kind of messed with the roles and everything even. So I think it's tough for VP, but still their team I'd expect to see in the top 4, even though they have the stand-in.
Yep, and we will see him today going up against Sacred, a team I'm sure most of the viewers think they should take the series, but if people didn't know, it is 3-game series, meaning all 3 games will get played. Doesn't matter if, you know, say Cole beats Kinguin 2 games in a row, they're still going to play that 3rd game. Every win is a point. So you want to get, I mean, you lose 2-0, that hurts. You get that 3rd win. You just need all the points you can get.
I feel like I haven't gotten to see something like this in a long time, where it's just like they actually always play all 3 games. Because usually it's just like what, best of 2s, the group stages, etc.
Or a best of 3.
Or best of 3, exactly. But now we get to see the full straight up 3.
Yeah, now you see the
fun.
groups. What would you, I mean, people, you know, everyone likes to talk. What would you say the group of death is? Like the most overall stacked group?
I think it's Group C personally. I think Eternal Envy has a way of bringing strategies or wins or losses that you would never expect either way. Wins that he should never win and losses you should never lose. And the other 2 games, or losses, and the other 2 teams are Optics really come online with Soxa. I think like he was a huge addition to their team, and you know, LGD obviously scary. So
You think they'll rebound? LGD had a rough last tournament, didn't they? And they're using, I believe, QQQ for Victoria as well. That could be rough, but yeah, I agree. I think for me, B looks just like overall. Like I wouldn't say they have the toppest of the teams, but they have like the most like together, right?
You would pick
I
the
could
one,
see
the
that,
group with EG in it, of course.
Well, yeah, but I just
Thank
said
you,
they don't
Grant.
have the
Bias,
toppest.
I think Group B as well. You know, they've got a team that could win it all, I think, in EG, and then they've got 2 other teams who are like wildcard teams. Kinguin have definitely on the rise, and Cole have been very consistently good for a while now. So
I could see anyone taking that group for sure.
And then A, you have VP and OG, and then poor Sacred there between the European sandwich. Like, the thing is,
A might have the 2 best teams in the tournament.
yeah. The crazy. I mean, it's not like, I mean, Demon has come. I mean, like you said, he stands in a lot. I remember tournament 2015, he stood in for Virtus Pro Polar, and they had grand finals. They lost 3-2, but he stood in for a team of Russians. And I mean, even if there was like language barriers, right, they still almost took a full tournament. So you never know what they could do. And I think, I mean, they have TI experience now, right, on Sacred. You got
do.
Tekka, Benjez. It's,
Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew.
Matthew is.
That's who we've talked
That
about.
guy's actually so good. I'm gonna be looking at him a lot when they do play.
Yeah, I mean, his Tusk, right? I remember we watched a Tusk game together, and like Matthew, it
That
feels
guy's
so
so
far
good.
above everyone else in the 4 role, like SA, almost even NA. It's actually crazy.
People look down on the SA region a lot of times, but all these lands, I feel like I've seen at least one big series where an SA team took it off of like a known team.
Yeah.
So
There's always upsets. Like even MDL, like the SA team there, I think won 2 or 3 games of their best of ones.
They beat VP
Yeah,
in
they beat
the very
VP.
first game.
So
That was nuts.
they haven't managed to win like consistently in the BO3s in the longer series or get far in these tournaments, but I think they're close to that point probably.
Yeah. No. So
At least now they don't have to worry about that either. It's not best of threes. Just 3
first
BO1s.
threes, yeah. So what do you?
Well-
I mean, the strategy is to win every game, right?
Sure.
Do you go in with a different mental thing? Like if you're the underdog, you're like, maybe game 1 we just do something crazy, see if we get a win. If we lose, whatever, and then like learn from that, or do you just go hard all 3 games?
I feel like you could bring what you like had practice and feel comfortable with, and if that doesn't work, you kind of just throw everything out the window and give it a YOLO.
Start picking Morphling and just
Yeah.
hope for the
That's-
best.
I
Yeah.
guess who
There
do
you
you? I wouldn't say overpowered. Who do you think are the best heroes this patch? Like just that maybe
Carries
you'll
or
get
just
nerfed.
anything?
And I know you're gonna say Omni Knight.
Carries or anything? Just
Yeah,
anything?
Anything.
I mean, Omni Knight, Lone Druid, Morphling.
I think Sand King's really strong. That's
Okay.
something that we haven't seen as
Okay.
much in other regions.
And I
but
mean,
in-
we have
in
Cole.
NA, it's like every game.
Yeah, and
Moo
Cole
kind of started
just
it
plays
himself.
it. It's nuts. Yeah.
I
It's
like
really
Moo's
hard to play
build.
against. Yeah,
The Earn drums, yeah.
It's constant fighting, and like that hero with the new 10 talent for move speed, he just runs around the map stunning people. And it's like a lot different way of playing the hero. So
Sounds good. And it actually looks like, I mean, we're almost a minute or two early here. I believe we actually do have a draft Complexity versus Kinguin, and
Wait, BTS on time?
my goodness.
I don't know
What
happened.
is going on right now?
beyond the schedule, retired man.
BSJ makes it to his first summit and we're on time. I think we know what's going on here.
BSJ plus BTS.
Oh,
Looks
they
good.
banned Morphling.
Morphling first round.
Look at that.
Good
It's
riddance.
nuts. I mean,
good
you
with that.
see as well banned out.
We get the Tusk. So Cole runs that in both roles, right? They ran that actually in 3 roles. They run it 4, 5, and 3.
Yeah.
3, 4, and 5.
Yep.
So that's a very flex pick right there.
Yeah,
Hero's just
Kyle
been
loves
looking better
his
and better.
multi-role heroes.
Hero's been looking better and better.
And you see some of the other bands, Enchantress. We haven't seen much Cole Enchantress. IO, I mean, they lost, right? That was the game 3, Cole versus Kinguin. You banned it out the first 2 games, and then you let it through game 3. They just IO CK you, and I mean, that's what Complexity does, right? They'll just first pick it if they want. Just IO CK every time, and Kinguin falls in with a Shadow Shaman.
I think you always have to. I particularly would always like to ban the IO versus Cole because they run the IO Tiny, the IO CK, and they can just open up with that. It can really mess with your game plan. Kinguin.
Just something you don't want to worry about later on the draft even.
Yeah, the Tiny, of course. Limp's Tiny.
I mean, they used to run the IO Tiny, but we've seen nowadays in the current meta, Tiny's just so good. And what do you say makes him so? I mean, the status resistance obviously one of the biggest things, but what else? Like, what makes him so good?
He's got like everything, right? He's
Got the built-in ags now with tree grab, so you don't
Yeah.
have to get that for the cleave early on.
Flash Farmer, he hits buildings pretty decently. You have 2 different mechanics of killing buildings. Toss does damage to buildings. Your tree makes you do more. And you hit creeps as you cleave off the tower. So it's...
You can hard carry, you
got
can
good
also
stuff.
create space. You rush a Blink Dagger, and suddenly you've got a hero that can go around bursting
Yep.
anyone down. So
And that's
Yeah,
it
like
does a
we've
lot
seen-
of different things.
Seen that a bunch. Just the adjustments being made. Depending on what your mid hero is, it's like, okay, yeah, this game, you're Blink. Next game, you're S and Y.
He can also go mid on Tiny too.
Yep.
And they obviously run that on Limp because
Yep.
he's one of the most well-known Tiny players. And I think one of the biggest things that people don't realize about Tiny is his base damage is like 77. With his tree, he's basically Treant.
Yeah.
In terms of how much damage he does. So in the current meta where there's like so much emphasis on the early lanes, Tiny just he's always going to get farmed because how do you stop a hero that with Coiling Blade hits for over 100?
Yeah, I watched I don't remember where this actually was because there's just too many tournaments right now, but it was Ace versus, I think, SCCC mid, and it was a Death Prophet versus Tiny, and the Tiny crushed the Death Prophet in the laning
You
phase.
just get every denied too.
Yeah, he gets every single last hit in the first couple waves. It's pretty absurd. We see the Lifestealer banned out by Cole because they have the Tiny, and you can't toss away that raged Lifestealer anymore, so he just clings on you.
Are you guys a fan of showing a core this early? Because most teams pick their 4 and 5s. I mean, you see Kinguin does it here. Why did Cole decide to go with Tiny?
Only
They
ones
just
that
get
can go
banned.
multiple lanes, I feel like, are viable to show early on. Just because if they counter you in one lane, you can go to the other. And usually a hero like Tiny, you can just put him mid and he'll get what he gets. So cores that rely on that good start are kind of rough to pick early, though.
Those 2 supports do not deal with Chen very well.
This is a rapid fire draft right now.
Yeah, holy crap.
The teams know exactly what they want coming in.
And I mean, Kinguin's looking. I wouldn't say death ball, but they have a very in-your-face lineup, right? Tidehunter in the front, Shadow Shaman drops the wards. They just take towers super easily.
Lots of team fight, yeah.
Win. I mean, this is a very quick draft. I mean,
Yeah,
Sniper versus
Sniper versus
Razor
Razor.
Tide.
Yep.
But
Yeah, Sniper versus what is kind of looking like a 5-man Death Ball push lineup too. Very useful.
Mm-hmm.
And they love their sniper with the Chen as well because they just snowball off the laning stage. Sniper is it's a hero that's very reliant on having that early start because as the game goes on, it gets easier and easier to kill him because all you got to do is build gap close.
Yeah. So do you think this would be that Blink Tiny build on a safe lane?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a in-your-face Tiny type build out. And then, I mean, Kinguin has to respond with their last pick. And they already have the save for the sniper as well with the Tuskar. So, and honestly, it seems kind of cheesy, but the fact that Tiny can like toss a sniper out of a fight if they do go on him is like a completely relevant thing to consider as well.
Maybe you guys don't even know either. How does Chen send back work with Tusk Snowball? If they're in the Snowball,
It
does
sends
it
him
still
back.
send him back? Okay.
I
Super
did
nice
not know
save
that.
Yeah, it was one of those things I was looking. I was like, interesting. Is this Chen? I mean, Chen obviously like very minimally nerfed, right, by the creep spawning at 1 minute now. Don't most Chen just like sit in the offlane and send one creep back over and over? I thought I saw someone doing that.
That's what I have to deal with
standard.
every time I play against Enchantresses and Chen.
I've seen some people do it. Yeah.
The creeps are also got lower mana cost on a lot of their spells, so we're seeing the
Yeah.
like kind of an indirect buff to Chen.
And better animations, right? Most of them got like 0.1 cast
It's really
point.
hard to dodge the melee range stuff like the stomps
Yeah.
and
Oh,
the
man.
collapse.
There's a way
Wow.
to deal with 5 manning. Let's put the Underlord up front.
Underlord Sniper, we're going to have some defend the high ground strat right there.
I guess Kinguin are probably gonna send Razor safe lane now with that pick.
Yeah.
Now, so Kinguin, what are you looking for? Do you want a harder carry, or are you just all in with Razor getting farm and pushing your towers? Well, I guess we'll find out.
Well,
Medusa,
with
there
the-
you
well,
go.
there you go.
Well, there we go.
I mean, I don't know if I like
Yeah.
that pick because Sniper is like traditionally a counter to Medusa. So
Yeah.
they picking it directly into the Sniper. It's good against the rest of Complexities lineup, but they definitely have the late game with that pick as well. But Complexities lineup, if you look at it, the 5-man line, they have the tower damage with Tiny, the sustain from Underlord and Jhin. Both heroes tend to build like the pipes and the mechs. So even though Team Kinguin's team fight's really strong, I feel that if you've ever played against Complexity or watched Complexity, they're just up in your face 5-manning towers from the get-go. So
Yep.
a hero like Medusa might be too slow.
What about Chen? What's the Chen hoping to accomplish this game? Like in general for the first 10 minutes? Like what lane should he be focusing on, or
Well,
is he just all over?
I think they have a lot of options because this Tusk, they have Tusk Chen, he can snowball the creeps in. They have like ways to gank a lot of the lanes. It can actually be very, very useful to close the gap on the Razor, on the Medusa early on. These heroes are fairly squishy versus those creeps. So I think he can go around helping like any lane. Probably start with Mu, and then make the way to just assist the Tiny. Because overall Sniper should be fine in that 1v1 matchup. Maybe you can just go set up for ganks when he's got a couple shrapnel levels, but I don't think he needs the help as much as like an Underlord does. Underlord versus Razor can be a bit rough. For
Yeah,
that
if they leave
Underlord.
the Razor like to do his own thing, the Razor will just get free farm. So
Yeah.
I definitely feel like every time I play these Razor type heroes, the enemy team just brings 2 or 3 support or 2 supports, 3 heroes to my lane.
Yeah.
So I can't dominate it solo 1v1.
Oh, and Kyle, thanks for picking us. Means a lot already coming out.
We got. Ooh.
That was my favorite part about the pick selection because you go into the group stage and every
Yeah.
matchup is like these teams. One of them picked the other to be in their group. Like later on, you have EG versus Kinguin, and EG is like they called out Kinguin by picking them second, so
Yeah.
or picking them third or whatever it was.
What a crazy thing. So, I mean, it sounds like you two like the Coles draft more gods.
I'm on the
That's
Cult
good.
train. I think the Chen's really hard for Kinguin to deal with. Like a hero like Razor
Same.
having Chen creeps run at him is really hard for a Razor, and the supports are equally bad at dealing with a Chen. So Chen can get a lot of, I think, good moves off early, and then even full back, farm an Ag Scepter. So
Is there any point where the Tide Hunter becomes unkillable this game? Like, right, we've seen a lot of Tides. You get a Hood plus Guardian Greaves, and he's almost on D. You can't deal with him.
Tiny and Sniper
They can
do
deal with
pretty
them.
decent because Sniper never gets hit by the Anchor Smash, and Tiny you
could
You
go
get reduced a
Silver
little-
Edge too as
yeah.
well if you really want.
that's true.
It's mainly that like when Tide is so tanky, he's usually up in your face, and so Sniper, he doesn't really care if you take a while to kill as long as he's just hitting you from long range. So.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like it's going to be 2 for 2 runes here.
I
Oh,
feel like Shadow
maybe
Shaman.
not.
Playing Shadow Shaman versus Chen just feels really rough because even later on you have your creeps down and you can just walk him at the Serpent Wards and kill them so quickly in the fights if he does go for that. So see how Z Freak plays it out. But all right, game 1 Summit guys, we're here.
This is it.
It's live.
Team who just beat another team who picked him. You saw some, some early salt from Kyle. And now the Chen, I mean,
Oh,
he's
that block.
not really, you were right, Chen didn't go for that. He's just sitting middle right now, maybe some harass, but
Oh,
lane will be pushed.
Oh,
in
they missed the
Cole's
last
favor
hit.
after this.
Not a good start.
not a good start. Cole's gonna have creep advantage in mid. Roll
It does
actually
hit.
connects on
Oh,
Limp.
man.
Limp can eat a snake too. Should be fine.
He even turned around
he
for the
turned
range
in-
creep
he
deny.
got
That was
it,
a
right?
range creep deny,
Oh.
and he got it. That
That
is
was-
so much value.
That was baller.
And now he doesn't have his. Looks like he doesn't have his flash. The chicken's actually running away, so he has to be really careful now. Is this a? He had such a good block, though. I guess it worked out for him.
I like the Chen just coming mid to right-click people because there's no creeps. So
Nothing
it's
else
like,
to do for the
yeah,
first minute.
What else do? You're just sitting around waiting. You're not going to get any other spell than Holy Persuasion level 1.
So it is the 1v1 matchup here. Tiny versus Tide. Tusk is down there a little bit, but 2 melee versus Tide can't be that good of a lane, right? Even with Tiny. with the
Tiny's
tree.
about what is it, 350 range when he has the tree, so he is melee, but it's not as bad as
Yeah.
other melee heroes.
And we've seen like a couple of those situations where the Tiny just kills the Tidehunter early on because
You don't expect
deal
it.
with the Kraken really well. You deal damage straight through because you have like 100 base damage when you hold that tree.
Damage block isn't that great against really high damage.
Yeah.
And there it is, the tornado. I remember this was like 2-3 years ago, and this was the most annoying creep middle. You just don't see Chen Enchantress that much anymore. And look at, they have to. That's just so annoying.
Bringing back nightmares from that.
Yeah.
Look at the Shadow Shaman, dude. He's rocking 7 denies. I'm all about that right now.
Me too. It's a lot more experience. People don't realize, man, I'm all about, especially denies in the middle game. People don't talk about it. Oh, we're going to have a roll in, though, Moo. Just going to get harassed, trying to stop this pull from happening.
He's just dragging creeps
Yeah, he's
like every
dragging them all
offlaner
over.
has to do.
He's going to mid lane with them.
I was
Needs
actually
some help.
talking to him about this exact same thing yesterday, and he was talking about how exciting it is to play the offlane and drag creeps and get chased by
Oh,
supports.
but wait,
It's
Shadow
really
Shaman.
changed so much. Like, it's actually every game you see those
Yes.
people doing that now.
Moo might be dead here. He has a
Oh.
TP, but he actually kicks him downhill. But now he's trapped in. Oh, no vision.
I messed up with that.
Oh,
kick.
but now he gives Limp a whole nother wave. Look at these creeps.
No,
They're so
I think they
confused.
run all the way back top.
They're gonna go all the way top.
Is he going to try to
They're
shrapnel
all
to
they're
bring
all
him?
confused.
You see all kinds of weird
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, they're going
on
up.
with it. Yep. They're figuring their way there eventually.
That may end up being okay for Underlord if he can get like a double wave pushing
That's
out
the
now.
dream.
I feel like one of the supports should be pulling like the ancient camp into the.
Oh,
Oh,
Limp.
roll in. Oh, barely
The kick.
dodges it. Oh, he gets the right click off. Will the Over Venom take him down? Doesn't look like
Oh!
he's chasing him. One more right click. Nice dodges, and oh my goodness.
Limp, the double tango eat, and then he jukes it around.
And the send home, so he's just gonna come back
Free.
full.
That
Maybe that's
was
the south.
a nice.
I mean, yeah.
nice play.
Limp's been in America for a bit. We're seeing some of those Barry Sanders-esque jukes, you know, shut the NFL here, but we see just harass Kyle level 2 off lane.
Kyle's
Tide.
working him right now.
3.
Look at this.
So when's Kinguin? When's their time to shine? Is it the level 6 Ravage? Do you group up as 6-man, or do you have to wait for Rost awards?
I think they're gonna be doing a lot of like 4-manning with ultimates, either one at any time. Like if they have Ravage, they'll look for a push, or Shadow Shaman wards, while Medusa's just farming. They're like trying to accelerate their Medusa.
The key for the Dusa is what you get that like level 10, and then you can start farming because you get the plus damage.
And then you'll have a Mask of Madness
Yeah.
by that point. And if they're all making space running around as 4, she'll be able to free farm the map as much as she wants, and she obviously rapid farms with split shot now.
Yeah.
Do you have to wait till level 10 to take stacks with that hero? Mask of Madness plus the damage.
It's just faster.
It makes it so much more value. Look up. So this Tide's got 15 last hits, and looking at Moo's got 0 on the Underlord.
That's real struggle. I
He's
just
getting the
noticed that.
razor treatment.
There's
Yeah.
14 deny Shadow Shaman. Dude, this guy is the man.
A lot of people have been saying this is the next guy from Europe to watch, and it seems good. They're going to roll in onto him.
Double
He's
damage
very
versus
low
Spirit.
level. He's just dead, yeah. He is such a low level. Look, I mean, the
That's-
Shadow Shaman is far more. He has he's higher level. higher
That's
level than
very
Underlord.
concerning.
He's like a lot of their pace setter, because even though obviously he's not the core that relies on farm for them to carry the game, he's the one that's going to buy all these sustain items that let them push. So that'll definitely slow their timing down a lot and allow Kinguin to reach the late game of Medusa.
Is there a possibility Chen, because you usually get Guardian Greaves on Underlord, because he's so under farm, does Chen actually go mech, or does he still just go for the Ags?
I think he's still going to go like the Midas Ags.
That's the Z Freak special, right? He pretty much always does that.
It really makes Chen scale into the late game too.
Just trying to get him
pushes
off
him
the
out
creep
with
wave.
the ice shards, yeah. Instead, just missing stuff. They're pushing this tower, double Satyr. Doing some work. Pushing this tower very slowly, though.
Yeah, they don't have the catapult yet, so it's coming in the next wave. It'll speed up the process.
Fog,
it
is that
gets
still your favorite thing about Dota, the double catapult waves?
It's up there. It's earlier now. It used to be 40, now it's 30.
Oh, and here we go. Some TVs coming. It's a Razor core coming in. We're going to
Uh-oh.
see a roll, and Tiny. He doesn't even get out of the link. Will he be able to go away? Looks like he's just going to TP out. And
space.
You commit a core, and you commit a core. You commit your whole top lane. That gives Underlord room, and you do not get anything out of it, unfortunately.
Moo's booking it up there. Moo's like,
he's like, it's my chance.
experience.
Yep. He's got his boots now too. He's ready to go.
He's rich.
What's the build? Do you just put 2 in the aura?
Yeah,
Still?
I like the 2 in the aura, like the 4-2-2, and then maybe you can go for maxing aura. But I feel like you need a couple points in that pit for the fights, and just like that zoning mechanic.
The hero doesn't feel like he actually does anything if he doesn't have pits. So
Yeah.
you want that farming from the aura, and then definitely got to go back for the pit, points in the pit early.
We do look at the last headstone. Razor, he's killing it. He is 41 and 12, almost second most denies. Their lane just has what 26 denies total up in the top, and now they're gonna push bottom lane.
And now Moo's going to get a lot of
Moo's
XP.
getting so much now.
just like that.
That maneuver by Complexity was really necessary for Moo's game. Otherwise, his game was ruined.
Should deny that. Ooh. That's the treads over Razor, or treads over phase boots on Razor. Do you like? Why do you get treads on Razor? Just
'Cause
the
you can buy 'em.
survivability?
Yeah, I was
buy
going
'em
to
from
say
the
it's
side
side
shop.
shop.
Yeah.
Literally side shop.
Side shop is
Uh-oh.
a new meme.
Damn.
Can't buy phase boots
All
there.
these lane dominators that like you could possibly have bought treads previous to this patch, pretty much always buy them now because you can buy them at the side shop and not have to wait for third.
I saw Ace doing that a lot when he was playing like Lifestealer. It's like, oh, he's definitely going phase boots this game. Buys treads, then he's playing Troll Warlord. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, he's 100% going phase boots this game. He has him queued up, and then he buys the treads from the side shop.
It's a big deal to wait, like such a strong laning item to have to wait that extra time for the trigger.
Yeah.
Here we go, Razor up here again in the fight. We're gonna have a TP from the roster. Will he be able to get there? He's
He's
gonna try to
getting sent
stun him,
home.
but it's such a long TP. The stun actually doesn't hit. Gets sent home, and Z-Freak no boots. But
That
seems
sent
like
home
he's
is
fine.
purgeable, so I think we'll see some funny things with the Razor passive casually purging it when he eventually has it leveled.
That would be pretty hype.
Wow. Yeah.
I haven't seen that interaction actually happen.
Yeah, I definitely don't think I've seen these two heroes in the same game since the patch.
Yeah.
Gonna go for the kill down here on Tide. Tons of damage. The Firestorm, that percentage based, feels good. And guess who's here? Kyle. A good rotation. It feels like Kinguin, like they had these good rotations, right? You just come bottom and then Z-Freak just sends somebody back and you get no kills out of it.
That's what it feels like. Kinguin had the laning advantage as far as hero matchups, but Kolov just moved really well. The Chen getting those dives in bottom lane. They got a lot of pressure on the tower, and Kinguin have not been able to actually get kills when they TP and rotate.
So Z-Freak went Medallion then, right? Okay.
No boots
boots.
medallion. And look at, you see the hero level, the mid matchup. It's 8-6 right now. I mean, Sniper, if no one's there, I mean, they helped him at level 1, but if you stop helping, right, the Sniper, just the range, the shrapnel damage, is it too much?
Yeah, and you got like the double Wraith Band now, because it builds into Hurricane Pike and Aquila.
And Medusa Snake also doesn't do anything to him either, so Medusa has like no way of fighting back.
Who's the best late game hero in Dota right now, if he's 6 slotted? Because people used to say it was Medusa, but it doesn't feel like she is anymore. Is that too loaded of a question for
I
you
think
guys?
it is a pretty loaded question. Because it's like, sometimes it depends on what you're playing against too, because a 6-slotted CK sometimes can be the scariest hero in the game too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just depends.
Or like
on
a
it.
6-slotted Void, just because
Yeah.
Chronosphere is like going to
The
instantly win you.
AoEs, it's like the entire screen.
Yeah. Like a Void with 6 slot is just naturally going to be able to beat another carry because of Chronosphere.
Yeah, that was a shitty question.
All right, pardon me. you know,
Let's chop it up to that.
pardon me. Oh, and here we go. They're actually going to try to go on Z-Freak here. It looks like they should be able to get this kill. Underlord's coming over,
Ooh, the shrapnels.
but they're going to easily get that return kill there. They're going to keep
more.
going for it if they get this kill on Razor, and it looks like they might. No uphill misses. He's actually headshotting every time, and the rotation comes from Cole. They're happy with that.
It
and
is
now
so hard to
bottom.
play Razor versus Sniper.
And oh, they're actually going to roll in. Are they going to even be able to hit him? They do. Should be enough. Toss comes out. One swing from the tree. Goes down. And we'll see if they can stop this Tiny from getting away. But we already see the boulder kicked. And now Kyle might be the sacrificial lamb. Nope. He's gone as well.
The TPs. Oh, that snake bounce.
Oh
he
my.
didn't hit. Oh, he
He
could-
TP'd to mid tower. I was wondering why his TP took so long.
Yeah.
He almost
The
got him
snake
killed.
hit, he had a raindrop.
Yeah, he had a raindrop.
It was 120. Saw them.
I think the Earthquake right-clicked him once more, but just thought he was going to
Yeah, that was.
Oh
TP
my.
out fine. Can't really blame him for that, but...
Did bottom tower get denied? Sorry, I didn't see. Because I know they were going for it, but they like left it to go kill the Tide.
They got it.
They got
They
it.
got
it.
Radiant got it. Feels good. Supports are happy.
Complexities movement so far. Been looking clutch. They really caught back up. We were saying the Underlord was struggling a bit compared to Tide, but Underlord's got 1,500 net worth over that Tide Hunter now.
Well, the thing is, like, all the catch on Kinguin is from the supports. So until they get real levels on the supports, the 3 cores just don't you see Complexity basically just kiting them around the map.
Yeah.
And it makes it so Complexity can get away with all these kind of things, and Kinguin is stuck chasing them, and suddenly all the space is created for the Underlord, and all 3 cores on the side of Complexity are having a good game.
We have a full smoke with an Arcane Rune Tiny. We have Kyle plus Chessie coming up here. This could be a decent fight here. We'll see.
They're ready to go in.
Oh, misses the trap. Don't want to dive. They see the Tide TB and they're like, yeah, he has to be level 6. And he is. He's 7. Has the Ravage.
This does look like a hard Razor game. Now that you brought it up too, it looks pretty scary for him to walk into the fights.
Razor versus Sniper is so hard to play.
Sniper, yeah.
It's like a deceivingly, like, you don't think of it as a counter, like, on paper, but when you play the matchup, you just can't run into fights. Like, you just get headshot over and over again, and he kills you when you're not even there yet.
Look at this. They just push the tower at the Chen. But top lane, that's the one good thing about a roster, right? You have a 5-position support who can push towers, solo at that. And it looked like he wanted to Ravage. Might have faked it out, but gets stunned out by Chessie.
Spamming. Trying to take care of these wards.
They're like, we're getting mid-tower. Yeah, let's just kill this off.
All of Kinguin now coming up here. All 5 heroes committing for this.
This is so much for just a tier 1.
Yeah, Complexity's so good at the stall game, while, like, even they just push with the support.
They're pushing in tier 2 mid now.
And they're just rolling in. Are they going to be able to get this Tide? He gets the Ravage off. It's only on to one of them. They're going to get him, but...
Kyle's happy with that, I'm sure. Look at that. He gives the well played, the thanks. Look at this.
And look at space is actually created. Kyle is not misusing that at all. Middle lane, almost 50% on that tier 2. And that's Ravage down. Like, what are they? Is Cole scared of anything now, really?
The Shadow Shaman wards are on cooldown too, and like we were saying, Medusa is not a threat at all at this point, and Razor is only a threat with his team, so I don't think they're scared of anything.
Does Sniper outrange Stone Gaze with max level on your take aim?
You need Dragonlance.
You need the Dragonlance still? Okay.
Because what, Stone Gaze is 900, I believe?
I mean, you're the pro here. I don't know.
I don't play the hero, BSJ.
I'm pretty sure.
Just pass it down the line.
I know for a fact you outrange it with
1,000.
Dragonlance.
Oh.
Yeah, so you do outrange it with a Dragonlance, but you do not outrange it normally.
Okay.
Because you're 950 before Dragonlance.
He's going Maelstrom first, so get some of that early damage. Seems he's doing fine. But Mask of Madness plus level 10 is up now. I don't know. It looks like, I mean, reasonably good farm. High level might have taken a stack.
Do they have any stacks, though? They've lost, like, all their tier 1s, too. So
they just have no map control.
Yeah, they have no map control.
Their space is just getting collapsed on very quickly.
And Tiny can just steal the stacks now with all that.
Yeah.
They're just going to push this tier 2. It looks like, I mean, they're going to be able to take it.
This is such classic Cole.
It is.
I said they just group
Force
us 5 or
towers, yeah.
4, you know, 12 minutes in the
They
game.
don't even need like blink on Tiny or anything. You know, they've got this snowball to initiate, or they don't care about initiating. They'll just take towers without going for kills.
I like the drums build. It's just like he's running around with his team. He's only level 8. Yeah, he's just been with his team all game. So the drums are buff everyone else up, especially the sniper.
See level 11 on Sniper and Medusa. So Medusa definitely did take some stacks then, because he came back and highest level in the game now.
Yeah, he's got another
There's
one right
more.
here, too.
That'll be good. Going for the Dragonlance. I mean, we already talked about Cole's uphill defense, but it looks like Cole's going to be the one pushing uphill. If Ravage is off cooldown, Kinguin has pretty good uphill defense, right?
Snake
Decent.
and some
Aether
spam
Shock.
plasma field and Ether Shock, yeah.
They have no way of like punishing the sniper really, so their siege will be slow, but they do have a way of basically not being afraid of the initiation from Kinguin until they have like 2 blink daggers on the
Cole's making their way into Roshan already with Firestorm damage.
They don't even have the medallion near there yet. Looks like
Yeah.
Z-Freak is walking over. Who knows?
Yeah, Kinguin can't contest this. They got to go for some trade.
They just know if Medusa was pushing bottom, she wouldn't be alone. So they have to assume that the rest of at least a couple heroes from Kinguin are bottom, and they won't be able to respond to this.
It's going to be a tier 1 for Roshan. Cole's definitely happy with it. Kinguin, they want some gold. 4K down now.
Their lineup needs more time with the Medusa, but I'm very scared for this Razor. I don't really feel like how he's gonna be able to play the game.
We saw him, right? He tried to get involved early with those TPs, but then everyone just TP'd away from him. Now they're going to push tier 2. So if they get a tier 1 and a tier 2, that's not too bad, but they might lose their base.
Yeah. This looks not like the kind of trade they were hoping for. And they use Serpentwood's bottom, so they do not have them to defend or fight up here.
And they don't have a glyph either.
Still don't have Stone Gaze.
They're going to roll in, though. We're going to see some stuns. Ravage flies out, hits on 2 of them, but the Hand of God isn't enough. Chessie just runs out of there. Kyle goes forward. Moo does go down, and they're just going to have to back out. So nice uphill defense right there. Maybe a little
Tiny
overzealous.
lost ages too.
Tiny died as well.
What was that? Earth Spirit? Ult?
Yeah, I think
Magnetize,
magnetize.
yeah. That magnetizing everyone was the only reason that defense really works.
Yeah.
I guess they don't have mech or pipe yet. Does Underlord?
He had buckler I saw, but I
Okay.
don't think he finished up.
Yeah, they
Anything
didn't have.
else?
Oh, he
mech.
has the rest of it in his backpack,
Yeah.
so it was on the way.
If they had the mech, I think that could just be tier 3, maybe racks even.
Yeah. Kinguin had to that was all 5 TPs as well. They were all bottom, and every single one of them expended TP to come up there. So now Complexity can go push out the 2 side lanes at no risk.
That's a big swing. I mean, Kinguin,
Yeah.
I feel like we're behind like 4K gold or something. Then they hold that, win that fight, take out an Aegis, took a couple towers bottom. That's kind of what they needed to buy themselves some more time.
Look at this. Razor super tanky with the. Now he has the treads. He has plenty of stat items. I mean, he's at 1600 HP with agility treads on.
I Fog kind of mentioned it. I just don't see his place in this game. Like, who is he supposed to? You can damage suck the tiny, but then you're running through Firestorm and shrapnels. It doesn't feel like his game is easy to play.
I guess he's just gonna build super tanky and act as like a pseudo frontliner for his Dusa, just to sit in the back.
Yeah, maybe he'll enable his Medusa to do more damage.
I guess, yeah, I think maybe we'll see. Did he have Halberd queued up on the Razor?
He has SNY.
SNY.
Oh, so he switched.
Oh,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah, I was
nice.
gonna say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think Halberd's actually just way better this time around.
I agree with you.
Halberd and like some Hurricane Pike, he just runs in, closes the gap on the sniper while draining the tiny. I think that's all he has to do.
Because
in
he
this game.
himself is not going to do any damage.
No, I think he's just a soak.
Yeah. And if you can make it so Sniper's doing less by just disarming him and tanking up a lot of damage yourself, that could work out well.
Yeah.
If this game goes super late, do you favor the Medusa lineup then? Or are you still scared of the tiny sniper?
I'm pretty scared. I mean, Sniper is a beast versus Dusa later on too.
It could go either way, though,
Yeah.
for sure.
And we do.
It's like you have to factor in everything, right? Like Underlord's gonna have a lot of damage mitigation coming in. There's a lot of sustain on Cole's lineup that they can push out too. So he's got Vlad's this time.
Yeah, it
on
feels
the
like
Jen.
they want to end this game early. You didn't go
Yeah.
to Midas or the Ags. You just went Medallion plus then. Tiny has the blink now.
Going back to like Dragonlance on Sniper, normally at this point after the Maelstrom, you just go into your bigger item, but he wants just that extra range to.
I think they're
send
going to also
aggro.
want a Force Staff against Razor to break the link. They don't have one of those yet.
Comes in nice with the Hurricane Pike. And now the Earth Spirit, we did see him. He got like a 5-man ulti. I mean, Cole probably just won't clump up like that anymore. Nice ulti from the. I like how Tide's not afraid to use his ulti. You know, some games you just see him like, you just keep not using it and you end up losing. He just used it right away. They win a team fight. Not being afraid to do that. Oh,
He tried.
Miss every toss you don't throw.
Exactly.
Looked like it would have been a tough kill for just the 2 of them anyway. Didn't look like anyone else was closer. That Tide's got a hood.
Yeah, 4 creeps, one of every aura from Z-Freak.
He's the medic, man. He's got double clarity on himself, even though he's on full mana. He's ready to mana up his teammates.
Oh, he went for Vlad's.
Oh, and
Yeah,
they have a blink.
Vlad's.
Ooh, that is a blink on the Shadow Shaman. The reveal here with the smoke. They're going to go on the Underlord. This should be a kill. Steals some damage. Ravage comes out because Tiny blinks in. Nicely done. Shadow Shaman might even survive. He does go down, but they should be able to bring this. Tiny Sniper is here now, and he is just melting people. Now, Mask of Madness plus his ulti is scaring away the Sniper.
Top lane, Chen's just split pushing.
Oh, you're right. And they have to glyph it up here. And look at all these. It's just a Tide. He's like, you can't really do anything. Now Z-Freak, a little bit nervous. He's just going to TP out, like you said. Only the supports have something to stop that. Middle? Was the Medusa TPing? Nope, he wasn't. Just punches him once. Some split. That was a 2 for 2 with Ravage. That looked really bad for Complexity.
Yeah, they managed.
turn it around.
It was 2 cores for 2 supports, but at the same time, they did get like a lot of damage on top tower, and that's just the threat they have. Is Kinguin's going to be chasing them all game, so
Yeah.
if they can keep up this split push pressure.
And they still have those tier 1s. The tier 1 mid was still up, so Sniper just poured it in there, and he's like, all right, I'm in the fight.
It just feels like at no point anytime soon is Kinguin going to be able to actually like push out lanes and take objectives. They're just going to be constantly defending and, like you guys kind of mentioned, running around to catch up with what Cole are doing.
And you're seeing like Medusa traditionally will farm way faster than Sniper, but she's just stuck dealing with these fights, like chasing them around, so she's only 1,000 ahead of them right now.
This is the first time in a while I haven't seen Mask of Madness on Sniper. Isn't that usually what you go
It's
on?
more of
him?
like a farming item, and I don't.
They wanna
It does.
fight.
It does help you in fights in terms of damage, but I think since they're planning on fighting so much, he wanted the overall utility of Maelstrom combined with the Force Staff to break this Razor Link. So it's kind of like a luxury item. I don't think he thinks he can afford this game.
Now smoked up. Tidehunter, he smells something. A little bit nervous here. But they're going to find him. Kyle's there. Sigil is up. They're just going to trap him in. Sniper's here with that damage, and pretty easy kill. Tenance comes out as well. Uh-oh. There's a blink on Shadow Shaman. A nice toss goes forward. Razor might just die, but a nice ulti. He's going to hit on all 4 of them there. Now Chessie just has to run away, and this Medusa ulti is pretty nerve-wracking. They're just going to completely turn it here. 3 for 1.
That's the build by the Razor right there. Gets tossed in, but he has 1900 health with the hood.
I just realized that the Tiny was taking so much damage, and I wasn't sure why, but with the new change of stats resistance where it like makes it so damage over time is faster but doesn't last as long, because you can keep refreshing on Earth Spirit ult, so the Earth Spirit ult was doing like twice as much damage as it normally would. It was pretty nuts how fast he died on Tiny.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that's how it worked. It's nice to know.
Yeah, they changed it recently.
Yeah, they basically said Tiny's broken, let's fix how status resistance works.
Now looks like they're more than likely, ooh, they get the deny on the tower, but you still take it down, right? Opens up the map, and you see the Medusa. They're up in gold right now as well.
Yeah.
Kinguin, that Medusa gets a huge ultimate off. Going for the second item, Scotty there.
Like, even though Sniper does counter Medusa, like it's still does not change the fact that Medusa's incredibly scary late game here, and she will farm faster than him if they win fights like that. As you're seeing, like just a second ago, she was only 1,000 ahead of him, and now it's almost a 3,000 net worth gap.
Was that just too aggressive of a play? Do you think Cole should slow down, or do they have to keep the quick pace up?
I think they have to keep it up, personally. And I'm sure they're looking for an extra Roche, and then try to turn that into another high ground push.
Let's see, Razor going for a BKB.
He switched from the Halberd too. He just went for SNY.
Yeah, he was back and forth on that.
Yeah.
Damn, this Medusa is very close to Scotty.
And Nisha's massive.
It's funny, right? The Medusa seemed to be killing it the first like 3 minutes, and then Sniper was, and now it's just back. The Medusa is just out farming Sniper by almost 3K now. Nothing like some snake farm.
They're going to have some trouble killing this Medusa. They're actually going to have a crazy amount of trouble. He's going to have Ayascati and level 20 at the same time, so plus 800 mana, plus Ayascati. I'm not sure how Colt can actually deal with
I think they have to fight
Nisha.
around her. I think
Yeah.
like, if she's there, they can't do anything. I think you're right. Like, they have no counterplay if she gets into the middle of the fight. Like, almost, we were saying that Rager's going to be the damage soak, but I think it's going to be Medusa for at least the next, like, 10 minutes or so.
Yep.
See, both teams contentious farming, but here comes the smoke, right? When I say
Scotty.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, and the,
Under water looks
yeah,
like.
the ward did see it. We'll see if they saw it. It was on the edge, though. Maybe they just thought he went out of vision, but it might be nervous. They're running right at him. They're going to run uphill. Look at Moo's ready to break this. And he just breaks it immediately. But look at
just jumps
4
in.
steps in. He's going to get his ulti out. They can't really fight into this. Moo might just be sacrificed in the front. They're going to try to in the back. Kaser goes down limp, doing so much damage, and the Tide barely gets his ulti out before he dies. Snakes do get dropped, and they're just kiting this Medusa.
He's isolated.
This might have been too aggressive of a play, and now Tiny, he doesn't do any damage. Unfortunately, he was linked up. And now Moo will go down, gets the pit. But Chessie, if he dies, this could be bad for Cole still. And
he gets it all.
And now the Snipe's going to come out, kill him, and what a hectic 2 for 1.
That was a nice play there by Chessie, actually. The Medusa forces in to get everybody's attention, and Chessie jumps all the way to the back lines on the Tiny and makes all the rest of Kinguin focus on him. The Ravage only clips the Tiny, so they actually able to separate the fight very nicely and have the Medusa on the front lines, but that shows how tanky this Medusa is, being able to survive 4 heroes wailing on him by himself.
I feel like that went actually as bad as it could have for Kinguin, and it didn't go that badly. So, with that being said, this game definitely took a turn when Medusa, like when they won those couple fights, and Medusa was able to speed up her farm.
Look at this farm. Look at this. 2,100 HP, 2,300 mana. Okay.
It's a lot of mana for a non-int hero.
And Sniper going BKB is not going to really have the damage to chew through this Medusa at all. None of the other heroes, I feel like, are going to provide enough damage output either. So it's going to get even tougher.
Uh-oh. Shadow Shaman just comes in, but there's already 3 other heroes here. Sniper trying to do damage. He might just bail on Kyle here, but Chessie's there as well. They get the kill on Shadow Shaman, but it's not a good trade for Cole right now. They're going to sock up the Medusa, and they kill another support. Surprisingly, Cole's just not taking that much damage. You see the Eye of Scotty slowing him down, but still then, Moo is going to ulti, tells Kyle to get over here, but will Limp get there in time? Nice Force Staff. Now it's Kyle's Force Staff, the brothers working together.
I can't believe the Tiny lived there. He tossed the tied away from him and everything, and that was just really cool coordination to watch from Cole.
But still, the gold lead isn't Kinguin's. I mean, like you said, they don't have anything to deal with this Medusa. They're just like running from him. He doesn't do that much damage yet, but you get one more item. Medusa might be too much.
He's going Maelstrom next. He realizes that he doesn't do enough damage, so he's just going straight for no more survivability items, straight damage.
It's not the most even game I've actually seen in a while through a lot of these tournaments, just back and forth.
Yeah, this patch is very snowbally, so it's easy for one team to just really take over the game.
They have to know something's up. Roche is at half HP, and they'll notice that when he runs out. Very scary. They know Ravage was down. It's up now, and they just smoke immediately.
Full BKB Razor, too. He has much less fears in the fight.
They
Now
could just go in and do it themselves, yeah. How does Cole fight the end of the Medusa?
Even going to drop the wards here, but secures the Roche. Sigil will go in there, see that, well, they just lost their Roche. The Ravage just comes out immediately onto the Underlord. He is definitely not afraid to use it now. He might be in a little bit of trouble. They do get the Aegis. It will go to Nisha. Looks like the tide will go down. He does. Ulti comes out from Nisha as well.
Chessie.
Chessie just aggressively blinks in.
Blink to his death. He didn't even get anything off.
Damn.
Uh-oh.
It was like one of those moments they saw there was something in Roshan. They were just too eager to contest it when it was pretty much already down. And,
I really
couldn't
like
do
that
anything about
solo Ravage. That was like, usually the one-man Ravages like that aren't all that special, but he effectively stalled for his team to get Roche, and he basically said, Cole, like, get out of our face. We're going to finish this Roche, and that's what we came here for. And now that they have the Aegis on the Medusa and the cheese on the Razor, like, I think they're actually going to be able to turn this maybe into a push of their own.
Yeah. Razor's going for Blink Dagger next to get on top of that sniper. So they're starting to get all these
Blink
neat
Dagger
items. Yeah. Could see it working.
Actually, it makes sense against the sniper, like you said. I just don't think I've ever. I can't remember the last time I saw a Blink Dagger Razor.
Yeah.
Is that like the hope with it? You just blink in BKB and suck the sniper?
I think if they remove sniper, I don't know how they win.
I guess with BKB, you're good to go.
And he actually changes it even more. Looks like he's going for Butterfly on the Medusa.
Yeah, I think that's a change of pace directly, like the fact that they just got Aegis, so instead of dealing damage in fights, he's more concerned about high grounding. And the Butterfly is really huge against the sniper at this stage in the game when he doesn't have an MKB yet.
Well, gonna trap him in, just 4 staff away though. And now...
Does he freak have Aghanims yet, or is he like 1k away? He's like 1k away.
K from that Ags.
Where does he get all this farm on Chin? You just like look at this game's been like really action-packed, and you just have a Chin with like 3rd highest network.
He's been split pushing the sides a lot with his creeps. He has, he has 2 dire catapults, so he must have found 2 catapults somewhere.
Now, oh, well, a little out of position, just TP's out before anything bad can happen. And Razor. It's getting scary. Still very even, 1k lead. A lot of that farm is on the Medusa. If they somehow like find him alone and pick him off, could be trouble for Kinguin.
Dire are scanning.
I think at this point that Cole is a little bit scared to do stuff though, because there's so much counter initiation from all the heroes on Kinguin. You like between the Earth Spirit, the Medusa, and the Tide Hunter, that looking for these solo pickoffs. It is like scary because you don't know exactly where everyone is, and they could be grouped together. So even though the Razor is technically like vulnerable to these ganks, it's hard for Cole to do anything, especially with his Aegis.
There we go. Kinguin just gonna push his tier 2. Tons of damage. They clear the creep waves out with sniper though, but doesn't matter. They're fine tanking it up a little.
Radiant's middle tower is under
And
attack.
looks like he will just finish off the tower.
Denied.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Is that tilting as a player, seeing like a tower you should get denied, or are you just happy you got the tower?
I mean, there's just like so many things you're thinking about. You're like concerned about getting gone on and everything, so it's just like, come on, really? You had to deny that?
I think that's one for Medusa where it's like, if Sniper does times it right, you're never going to knock. You're always going to get that deny, unless Medusa's like toggling auto attack cancels or something. You didn't have vision of that Sniper, he's just sitting there waiting.
Like Fog said, the creeps were just split pushing top from Chen, but unfortunately some of them get slaughtered.
These creeps can't really team fight into Medusa. Split shot, Mystic Snake is just going to give Medusa like 600 mana or something instantly.
Yeah, Cole's in a lot of trouble here till the sniper gets more items. They just have no way to kill this Medusa unless he's completely alone.
He is going MKB next. Still not the best damage item. They're going to move forward. They're going to toss the Medusa all the way back. Sometimes it's not a good idea. They force stab him. Ravage comes out. It does hit on the Tiny again, who's just up there, but looks like a full disengage by Complexity.
Whoa, those super wards.
They were scared of the re-engage, I think, from Complexity because they
guess
used
so.
all their big ultimates there. But I agree that it seemed like a little bit of a panic there.
Titan's Blinker cancel or something? That Solar Ravage was not quite as useful.
Not sure either.
Maybe he got clipped by like a Maelstrom or by
Yeah,
like some shrapnel, yeah.
It definitely did not look like the Ravage he was going for.
Yeah.
Radiant are scanning.
And you were talking about the Ags on Chen. How big of is it just easier to split push with him now, or what does he do with the Ags?
Yep. Split push.
High ground defense with the
Yep.
fireball.
Dragons. Beware.
Both.
The creeps are just really good overall. Like they all have different uses in split pushing, defending, pushing high ground with like the attack speed from the Thunderhide.
Stack those dragons as well. You get the +3 armor for each one.
Oh yeah.
That could be
forget
pretty
those
nice if he
stack.
finds a bunch of them.
All right, is this Shadow Shaman has an Aether Lens and he went to cast range. How far away are those shackles?
Across
That's
the
how far.
screen.
That's how far.
It's like when he gets them all.
Jeez.
Yeah, that is. I like that build. Just blink right into Aether. He's ready to go. Plant the wards from afar.
Yeah,
Boots
he
of
knows
Travel
he
and
can't
Razor.
walk into the fight. That's why I really like this build, especially this game, is because if he walks in, he's just getting killed by Tiny with a blink or eating shrapnel along the way. So he recognizes that he has to be able to stay on the outskirts of the fight.
Tiny picks up Assault Cuirass. That's really all he has, though, as a major item.
Radiant's middle
Still nice for
tower
team
is under
fights.
attack.
Yeah, he's starting to fall a bit behind though. And he has been for quite a while. Not finding the ideal. As a Tiny, you want to be getting a lot more kills in these
Look at
type of
this.
situations.
They force stab forward. They want to kill this dragon. That's one way to stop that uphill defense. Just kill it. Now Limp's like, we got to do something. They're pushing in bottom hard. They got the cheese, but Razor, he has boots of travel. He can just TP back if he needs.
It's
So he
decent,
switched again.
but it's like hard for Kinguin to deal with the split push with their lineup. Like Shaman's the only catch they have from the support role, so definitely what I think Cole just have no interest in fighting to do so. They're just gonna keep trying to split push.
There we go. Nice boulder kick. Actually hit some Sans as well. Can't snowball, but they're just gonna siege down. Looks like it's a full 5-on-5. He's just gonna throw the wards down immediately. We'll see if they clean him up before too much damage, and looks like they will. A wait comes from Exotic Deer.
Sniper's really nice against the
Oh.
They
Oh,
tried
is he
to do
trying to
some-
fountain toss or something?
I think he just tried to toss him and send him back. I don't know.
How does that work
If
if
you
you
toss
toss it to a
straight up?
target while they're in the air? And
Can you fountain toss? Is that the new fountain toss?
is that a
There's
thing?
no way that
I think he was
works.
just trying
There's
to
no way
toss.
that
He's
works.
just trying to toss him back safely, maybe. I don't know.
I know if you like blink, the toss will follow.
If that worked, that would be nuts.
I have to go test that in the lobby now.
There's no way that works.
I mean,
if
you
you can
say
toss
that.
people, if you can toss people in the fountain like that, oh my god. There's I can't believe that would work.
And well, successful events from Complexity, but still the Medusa just grows stronger and stronger. And oh my goodness.
Parties.
3 sieges.
And he's like, oh, takes an oh my 3 siege units in the HP aura here. Quick pause coming out. So Kinguin's got the wheel now, right? They're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
What does Cole have to do? Do they just keep split pushing? Is that really it?
I think the sniper just has to get huge because he's the only way they're going to deal with Dusa. Tiny himself does not. So if sniper can threaten to kill Dusa, where Dusa can't just like run into fights freely, then it kind of goes back the other way. At the start, Kinguin was on Complexity was on a timer. Now it's Kinguin before sniper gets these items big.
It's pretty much gonna be Chessie's job to kill the supports. As that Tiny, kill out that Shadow Shaman, kill out that Earth Spirit, while the sniper sits in the back.
Feels like the Razor's the wild card here. If he somehow does get in the back line against the sniper.
He switched his
turns.
items a little though.
I like that he went back
changed
for like the bots and
Yeah.
like more items for himself because I think he's realizing that the only way they lose now is Medusa's not going to be enough on her own to carry the game. So he kind of did his damage soaking in the mid game, and now he's building back for himself.
Yeah.
He went
He's
for the Eye of
7-1
Storm.
and 3.
No, he is. He went for the Eye of the Storm instead of 10 armor. Is that? It's not that normal, is it?
I have to believe
Actually
he's
rarely
planning
see
to
it.
build Ags with that because with the Ags it's insane. But
It's also it's naturally good versus Tiny though, right? Tiny low armor hero. You start pumping out more of those ticks, those intervals. I guess I could see it. I'm still surprised he didn't take the armor.
yeah, with the Ags it does a ton of damage, but without it, I don't see how it's worth skipping out on the 10 armor.
Yeah.
10 armor for a sniper sounds like a lot.
Yeah. Definitely.
And now, I mean,
And he doesn't have any armor items either.
so does Kinguin have to force it, or do you think they can just keep coasting on this, slowly pushing towers, back up, farm, wait for next Roche kind of thing?
I think if they can keep map control, yeah, next Rosh is the dream for them, right? They have Shadow Shaman, they have Tidehunter. Both these heroes are like two of the best holding that Refresher Shard.
Yeah, that Refresher Shard might spell GG if Complexities gives them the Rosh. So, and I'm pretty sure we'll see Complexity thinking the same thing when that next Rosh is coming up.
You have the MKB up on Sniper now. Kind of hurts the Butterfly, not completely. Doesn't get much damage anymore.
It's not enough on its own at this point, but like if he gets one more damage item, he will definitely threaten the Medusa enough that she can't just walk into fights.
Did he take the headshot pushback talent?
That makes Fog
Yeah.
mad.
No, I think it's okay in
like
some
it?
situations.
All right.
I think people don't look at
Underestimate the other
underestimate the other
one.
one though. I really do
It's
think
just
so.
an instant cast ultimate, right?
Yep.
That's pretty much. It's very good. And, well, another smoke up coming. This is an Arcane Rune Tide as well, so they want to make something out of this Ravage. They might just solo ult him again, right? Doesn't look like they'll even have to. They're just going to go on Moo, and fortunately, he does not have a force there. He's going to pop his ulti. Will it come out in time? Sure does.
He used the Crimson Guard a bit late, but he was okay.
Very tanky young man, but whoa, Chessie's up here as well as Kyle. Oh, he's gonna get a nice two-man ulti. Finds him. Where's the rest of his team at? Z-Freak's here, and he's gonna try to block him out. Will they find him on ulti? Actually flies. They have the sniper in the backlines. He goes down so quickly. Chessie is gonna drop too, and Kinguin is looking fine right now. They do lose Earth Spirit to Z-Freak, but I mean they're gonna kill him as well. This is gonna be a 3-for-1. And look at that, the shackles coming across the hill.
That Shadow Shaman
Binding.
finding Limp, just closing it out. It's 60 seconds now with no sniper. This is high ground here.
They had no follow-up to the Ravage, but that actually stopped Complexity from doing anything to like counterplay the Shadow Shaman.
Yep. And oh, look at this. The Aether Lens on Rost. He just goes forward, finds another, but Kyle will be able to escape. And I mean, they just have nothing to defend against. This Crimson Guard will slow it down a little bit. Try to clear it out. Do they just... Are they going to lose the racks here? They're taking it pretty slowly.
They probably will. There's
Without
still
a
no
buyback,
sniper.
I think they will, yeah.
Just right-clicking it down. There they go, melee racks. Looking to fall. Moo wants to do anything. Moo doesn't even have mana, though, to do anything.
He doesn't take much damage.
Yeah. Still, melee racks will fall. They're going to go for the ranged as well. They're just going to back out.
Radiant's top barracks.
That's a full set of
serious
racks.
trouble.
Especially given that Kinguin can now just set up their next Roshan. They've got really good map control having taken that lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pretty much guarantees if the Roche,
It's
like
up
if
already.
they don't lose it
Oh.
before they have their ultimates,
Yeah.
they'll get it when Ravage and wards are off cooldown.
Cole's lineup doesn't really kill it fast enough to get in there and just burst it down before Ravage is online either.
Exactly.
Where does this go back to? Does this go back to the Cole, the over-aggressive push at the tier 3 top, or was it just a culmination of things?
I think it was Kinguin actually taking the game really, like they played the game really well. They used their ultimates like pretty much off cooldown to take fights or objectives, and they realized they just needed to not let Cole snowball objectives and map control. And they there were a lot of casual Shadow Shaman wards and towers that like we didn't think were necessary, but like they didn't hold anything back. They threw out every single Ravage, and they held this game off long enough for this Medusa to hit this huge power spike.
And the Razor has queued up the Aghanims, so that will be the next choice since you went for that talent. And Refresher Shard is at the ready on the next Rosh.
This could just be a 5-on-5 fight here. They're going to go in. Find the Earth Spirit. Yeah, he had the Arcane Rune last time. He used it. Oh, and a Blink for the Shadow Shaman might just go down. Maybe. No, nice Ravage. Limp does get his BKB off, but we see Nisha just right-clicking away, and there goes Moo. Drops so quickly, even to this Medusa. And a great trade for Kinguin. They're happy with that 1-for-1. And wards are even in the pit for him.
Value.
And they're going to, I mean, they realize this, right? If they lose this fight, they just lose. Cole can't let him get this Roche.
Can't fight double Ravage later on.
It looks like they might have to. Who's going to steal it? Oh, my goodness. Anisha just goes out. Chessie's actually in the pit. Will they bring Roche down? Does he steal anything? He takes the A. Guess who knows where everything else went right now.
Got Aegis
But-
Cheese.
And look at that. The buyback does come, though, from the Rasta. Looks like Chen might go down. Nice snipe coming out from Limp. Now they're just in there, and look at this. Nice buyback from the Rasta. Will help him. He eats the cheese, though. He still have and finds a haste rune.
Oh my god.
Value.
Okay.
They thought he was dead. The Medusa
Yeah.
left because
Oh,
she
but
thought
Limp.
the Tiny was going to die.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And Limp's got no buyback here.
They should be able to get another lane of racks even with the Tiny still lurking
But
around.
look at this. That was a buyback on Rasta, but I mean, look at his
Oh.
Tiny just doesn't have that many items. He's just going to go down there. No, but Kyle's coming in, try to help him out. They might be able to bring down the Shadow Shaman, but where's
They
the
go
rest of the
mid
team?
one.
They're just taking the
Yeah,
taking the racks.
Space.
The space. And look at them, still might kill him.
Refresh Ravage.
no!
Oh my goodness. And
Well,
he
we
just
know where the
finished him off.
refresher shard was.
Yep.
Shadow Shaman's still alive.
He's just stuck here, and now he blinks out. Oh my goodness. And Kyle's just going to get chased down now.
Anchor
Tied.
Smash 85% damage reduction is insane. They just did nothing to that Shadow Shaman.
And look at, there you go. Try to bring down the Razor, they can't quite do it, and a full another lane of Brax just drops. Kinguin in a extremely good spot, even with the Aegis and Cheese getting stolen, and BKB gets popped, and they just don't have damage for him.
Medusa Gaming.
Well, they might be able to get him now. Tiny goes forward.
The damage reduction is too much. The tree throw is not enough.
He had 192 stolen from him too, and there you go. You got to try to go bottom. Does get hit up, but I mean, you can't even bring this guy down. And Tide's over here again. Ulti comes from Moo.
Threw him in.
He tossed him in. The ulti is going to proc. Moo goes down. Z-Freak goes down. Kyle goes down. We might see it, and there it is. Good game, well played. And so just methodically well played by Kinguin, even after the struggle of not getting any kills early game.
Yeah, I'm glad I knew in the draft that Kinguin was going to win this one.
Yeah, you call it.
Yeah.
And
Especially about the Razor having no impact.
Yeah, the Razor owned.
It's funny because
Razor
it doesn't
so
look
much.
like he's doing anything, but he's doing like just by being there. He's
Something
by
had like a
existing.
godlike streak at some point. He's
Yeah, he's 12-1.
12-1.
Look at
Yeah.
his damage done.
Yeah.
You know, he
Didn't
did a
do
great
the
job.
He's
Medusa
just one of those
levels,
heroes
but-
that you don't feel, you don't see what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Limp ended 10-2.
yeah. But look at the cores on the other side. 4-0-12 from Nisha and 12-1-5 from Razor. They just never died. One death on the Razor is it, and the cores just went crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Medusa.
I love the support item builds from Kinguin because we were talking about their only catch was the two supports. They both built Blink and like Ether Lens and forced all this mobility to get on top of the sniper, and then eliminating him from the fights like made Medusa's game so much easier to play.
Yeah, it just felt like Kinguin had overall maybe a better game plan. I mean, it felt like Complexity went almost all in on the early game with
Yeah.
the build of Tiny as well as getting a Chen in general.
And Z-Freak went Medallion into Vlad, so it looks like after he got that Vlad, they're like, all right, we need to end the game on this note, because then they went the Hurricane Pike as well as or Dragon Lance after Maelstrom on the Sniper, so it looks like they were really trying to like end it at that point. They lose one fight, and from there, Kinguin just has so much comfort and map control.
Yeah, Kinguin's hold against that Aegis push was kind of what gave them the time they needed to get back into this a lot. I think that was the kind of big difference maybe with the two teams is like Kinguin when they're behind, they played very defensive, polished, no one ever got picked off. Cole, when they started falling behind, Sniper got picked at key times when Cole would kind of split up, and that just led to a lane of racks.
Yeah.
Cole were never able to get racks because they couldn't find that key pickoff.
Yeah. And you saw both teams. Cole looked, a little bit down, and honestly, Kinguin just looked the same. They didn't look happy. They didn't look mad. They looked focused. They're ready to win. I mean, this is a very good tournament. They have a very good shot of it. And you see, 21-19 at 40 minutes. I mean, if you don't kill a Razor and you don't kill a Medusa, it's going to be extremely hard to do anything.
It was just cool. Like I felt like Kinguin just didn't panic at all when they knew that Complexity was going to group as 5. They didn't like try to fight them. They didn't try to force anything that they couldn't do. They literally just 5-manned towers with roster wards when Cole wasn't there, and that was like their response was to take the objectives of their own rather than taking the fight to Cole. And then they finally fought them at the high ground push. Like they decided this is when we finally have to fight, and I think that was just really well executed.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned those item builds, because I felt like that's like what they were waiting for. They were like, all right, methodical. We need to farm up on our Medusa, our catch. We're missing a couple catching situations when Cole splits us up, and then Shadow Shaman gets Blink. They find the catch on mid. A couple other situations as well.
All right, so let's hear just one word from all of you. What does Cole need to do to win next game?
One word?
Just one word. I mean, this one's pretty easy.
I mean, what's
What
your
Just toss a
word?
damn word out. I don't know. You
Yeah.
could freaking say water. I don't know.
Improve.
Improve. There you go. See, that was simple.
That's a
Yeah,
good
sure.
word. It's a good
That's all I
word.
Well,
got.
all right. Well, it makes sense, and we see some of the big fights here.
One word.
How about improvise?
There you go.
I'm trying here.
Guys, make it
Everything
so
I'm
hard.
thinking of is like 3 words. Like I'm like mix it up and stuff like that.
All right, hit me with 3 words then.
Mix
He
it
just
up.
did.
Yeah, mix it up.
Oh, mix it
I was
up.
gonna say get good, but
Get good.
Get good.
that's 2 words.
And that was a big fight, that Roshan fight. He placed the wards in there, so even after they finished it, like BSJ, that's just value. Just
Yeah.
go and finish the Roshan
He was
off afterwards.
you know he was like, if I die, these wards are at least gonna go to Roche. So
I was wondering, you see the ranks over there, is that per region, right? Even though they're NA right now, Nisha's 24 Divine in Europe, right?
I think it's like the region you've played the most in the last 3
That's
weeks.
it. It's still like that. Oh, okay. Interesting. We do
what is
actually.
Are we
this?
testing tossing into fountain? Oh, that's what I thought we were doing.
Well, now we're testing.
Dude, there's no way that works.
I believe there might be a patch coming up, is what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
We do have the game coordinator is struggling right
Medusa has been removed from the game temporarily.
now. That'd be great.
No Medusa, no
I would not
Morphling.
complain
Medusa,
about that,
Morphling,
honestly.
yeah.
No Medusa Morphling, let's go.
All right, BSJ. I've asked like everyone else, how do you get techies into captain's mode? Is there a spot for them?
Oh man,
Don't
I
do it.
actually don't
Like-
I particularly don't mind that hero right now because like in the past the problem with techies in my mind that made me hate playing against him was the paranoia of level 1, like running into a stack of 7 mines and just losing your lane because you die before the game starts. But I just feel like the concept of the hero just ruins the game.
+1, I agree.
It's like you're never gonna end yourself because you have a techies, so you're trying to push high ground 4v5, and then the enemy team can't push your high ground because you have a techies. So the
Alright.
game just lasts an hour plus because
Alright.
of techies.
Grant, you're looking tired.
No, why?
You don't need a monster?
I mean, I could use one. I'll probably get one. You know, that's a good thing. I believe we actually do have a quick break
Got a
right
quick
now,
break.
really
There you
quick.
go.
I can run over, get a monster, maybe 2, but you know, probably just drink one, sip on one. You know what I'm saying?
Enjoy it.
We'll do that. Hello. And so I guess we will take a quick break. When we're back, it looks like the lobby's already filling up. We'll have a game for you guys. Game number 2 between Cole and Kinguin.